What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live here at E3, and I'm really excited because you can tell by my shirt, we're about to play some Paper Mario Color Splash. Along with me, I have Eric, and I have Miss Tabata, who's also working on the game, obviously, and we have Rob. So, dude, Eric, let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So actually, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll a tape that's going to give you a little bit of insight into the story and the mystery
Please
of
be
Paper Mario Color
good.
Splash. So roll it.
Please be good.
Mario Tale begins with a little suspense. One dark and stormy night, two visitors appear. Shadows at Mario's door. It's a him, all right, but who are they? Ah, it's Peach and Toad, yet somehow they seem unsettled. The letter Peach delivered holds a baffling clue. It's a blank toad? This stamp. Mario's seen that symbol someplace before. It's a sign that points to only one destination: Prism Island. And so begins a perilous quest to solve the mystery of the folded toad. Paper Mario Color Splash.
Does this mean it's gonna have a good story?
The storm has passed, but clouds of uncertainty loom. And not those smiley Mario clouds. It's a ghastly scene. This once bustling plaza has seen better days. And those poor colorless toads. What happened here?
Wow. No Toadsworth, just Toad.
Toad runs off in search of clues. When suddenly, the plaza transforms. It's a paint can? But why? No mystery is too great for Mario to take a whack at.
Huey.
Mario's unexpected travel companion. Did you hear that scream? No time for pleasantries. Toad's in trouble! Toad! No!
Oh, who the hell cares about Toad?
Ah, Toad!
That sounded like Sticker Star.
Well, that just
Okay.
happened.
That got serious real quick.
Yes. So we are going to jump right into the gameplay. We are joined here by the lovely
I haven't seen any
Miss
Bowser.
Tabata from Nintendo of Japan. So you worked on the game, so why don't you tell us a little bit about your involvement?
そうですね、田畑さん自身のこのゲームに対するの役割とか自己紹介をお願いしてもいいですか。
はい、任天堂の田畑です。このゲームではですね、アシスタントプロデューサーをさせていただきました。
So I'm Tabata from Nintendo, and I was the assistant producer on this game.
Awesome. All right, so we've jumped straight into a course called Blue Bay Beach. So at Blue Bay Beach, the Toads are preparing for this event called Ocean Fest. And at Ocean Fest, the Toads kind of get together and go crazy. But our goal is to restore color to Prism Island, because Prism Island has lost its beloved paint stars, and we know there's a paint star somewhere here. We're going to track it down. So to do that, I'm gonna skip through some of this dialogue. The dialogue. In the
So how did he become paper?
But we are gonna skip through it for the sake of time. And
He was 3D
We're talking
before.
to Huey right now. Okay. So, one thing you'll see right up front is you have these kind of colorless spots throughout the Prism Island, and it's our job to recolor those spots. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is use my paint hammer. So I can press B to just use the hammer and whack things like this poor toad here, or I can use the X button to color stuff. So what that's going to do is allow me to kind of color these
okay.
things in. So about this, about the paint kind of mechanic, Ms. Tabata, can you tell us a little bit about that?
そうですね、今回のタイトルでペンキが大きな要素になってるんですけど、その背景に
Okay, so you can just use your hammer without splashing paint. That's good to
バ
know.
トルが始まっちゃう頑張ってください
Good luck in your battle.
Thank you.
このペーパーマリオのこの新しいゲームを作るときにどんなテーマがいいかなみたいなことを考えていて、でその時にこのゲームってインテリジェントシステムズさんという会社さんと一緒に作ってるんですけれども、
So when we got thinking about making a new Paper Mario game, we were talking with the company that makes the Paper Mario games, Intelligent Systems.
でそこのマネージャーの生野さんという方がですね、最近うちの子供たちがこう色塗りにハマってて、これってなんかゲームに使えないですかねみたいなことをおっしゃって、それやってなったんです。
And so there was a manager at Intelligent Systems, a person named Ikuno, who mentioned that his kids had really gotten into painting, and he thought, maybe there would be some way to make a game out of that. And everyone heard that and thought, yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome.
So this whole thing was made out of someone's love for a kid's love for painting.
Wow.
Cool. That's really awesome.
All right, so I've jumped into a battle here. It was unexpected. This guy kind of clocked me when I wasn't looking, but this is actually a good time to talk about the battle system a bit. So I'm kind of playing cards to initiate my moves. I use button presses. Those familiar with the Paper Mario series will know that you kind of have to, you're not just blindly playing cards and using attacks. You actually have to time your button presses to maximize the effectiveness of them.
Yeah, but where's the FP?
So we will talk about that a little bit more in a second. First, I'm gonna run around a little bit, and
You can't miss any blank spots, man. You gotta fill them in.
it's true.
You have to
fill in all
in.
these spots.
If I accidentally press the wrong button, do I just
All right,
lose
so collecting
paint?
cards throughout the environment. That was a new card. I didn't have that one before, and that's going to allow me to attack enemies once I encounter them. And it feels really good to whack stuff with the paint hammer. You're basically just filling in all these spots, and it's actually using up my paint as I'm doing this. All right, so this is actually a good time. So you can see here the environments in this game are completely made of paper. So it's all paper craft. This is the first time in the Paper Mario series where this paper aesthetic is fully realized and everything is made of paper. Mr. Bada, can you tell us a little bit about the construction of these sets?
Okay, explain why there's only one original character.
In general.
I thought those two at the beginning would be, but they were just Peach and Toad.
見えるようになってるんですけど、その過程とかプロセスについてちょっと語っていただけますでしょうか。
Wii U のゲームなんで、やっぱり今までになく表現力が上がったということで、おっしゃるように本当のペーパーに見えるようにっていうのは努力しました。
I mean, it's just as you say, it really does all look like real paper now, and I think that's a lot to do with the greater expressive power of the Wii U.
本当にアーティストの人がものすごいこうかなああかなみたいなことを試行錯誤されて今の
Coins look really nice.
ついてるんですけど。
And the artists working on the game, they went through a lot
Although
of
I
trial
think
there
we've seen
to finally
coins
get
already.
the
They look a lot better here,
screen.
though.
で見ていただいたら分かるようにこの段ボールでできている地形の上にいろんな紙が貼られて表現されてるんですね。
And it's kind of, as you can see, the basic structure is made up of cardboard, and then on top of that, there's different types of paper layers.
本当にもう、実際にこの地面は何紙でできてるみたいな、なんとか紙でできてるみたいなことをすごい細かく設定されてる。
Yeah, and they're very particular about it. They can tell you, exactly what type of paper this ground is made out of, and this part of the ground is made out of a different type of paper.
Yeah, you have you can actually see the fibers of all the
Yeah,
paper. That's the level of
same thing as
detail
those
we're talking
stickers.
about. I mean, there's construction paper and cardboard, and there's even a little bit of felt, and it's cool seeing all of
That would have been
these
gone if he had
sets
fallen
are
off.
made of, paper, like real looking paper. All right, so as
Yeah, I knew that guy
one of
doesn't
the-
follow you
filling in
around.
these colorless spots, I actually mentioned that it kind of uses up your paint, but as soon as
Oh, he got turned into paper
so you can see here,
somehow.
I'm missing a little bit of blue paint because I've painted in some blue spots. Every time I paint something, it actually loses a little bit, but what I can do is kind of use the environment, hit stuff like flowers to regain some of that paint. And I'm using that paint in the environment like this, and I'm also using it in battle. So we're actually going to jump into a battle, and I can show you. Wait for it. Yeah. All right, so I jumped on this guy to initiate battle. That means it's going to immediately put him into a shell. So when you're playing cards, you're not just thinking about, you know, what's going to do the most damage. You're thinking about which cards are the most useful for this particular fight. So each fight is kind of like a puzzle in itself. So I'm going to go ahead. I know that if I use this jump card, it's going to hit that first enemy. So I ready my card. Actually, let me show you this. So I choose my card, I place it here on the gamepad, I ready my card, and then I can paint my card. The more I paint my card, the more damage it's going to do. But I have to actually think about how much I want to paint my card because I don't want to use up all my paint because I'm going to need it later. So part of the game is that paint conservation. So
It's
for this
okay.
fight, I'm going to go ahead and fill it all the way up. I'm going to flick it up toward the screen.
People in chat are saying F
and
off.
I'm going
Wow.
to stomp on this guy. Because he's already in the shell, he's going to fly off and hit his buddy and wipe both of them out. So again, it's kind of each battle is kind of a puzzle instead of just kind of like a
What was that hammer-looking
trying to do the
thing?
most damage sort of thing. All right. As we're looking for this paint star, we run into a few toads over here, and they're kind of making fun of this guy. We
Foolish.
just looked at the battle mechanics, just about the card system. What inspired the battle card system?
今回はカードに基づいたバトルシステムをやってるんですけど、そのインスピレーションについてちょっとお願いしてもいいですか。
話はですね、前作のスティッカースターが完成した時のお疲れ様でしたパーティーまで巻き戻ります。
So the story actually starts from basically kind of a party at the end to celebrate the end of development of the previous title, Sticker Star.
インテリジェントシステムズのさんと一緒に
Of course.
お疲れ様でしたってやっていってて、でその時に次のペーパーマリオはどうしようかな、新しいハードの Wii U でやりたいねみたいな話をしていて。
And so it was this party to celebrate end of development, and we got to talking, with the development staff and development systems, and thought, well, what should we do for the next Paper Mario game? And we decided that we'd love to do a game for the new hardware, the Wii U.
でやっぱり新しいハードの特性を使いたいということで、ゲームパッドのタッチスクリーンを使いたい。
And so since we're using a new piece of hardware, we obviously want to use its special characteristics of the Wii U. You have the Wii U gamepad, and we wanted to make a good use of that touchscreen.
で、ニンテンドーのプロデューサーの田辺が、じゃあこの画面の上でカードをタッチして触ったりとか、スッて弾くみたいなの楽しいんちゃう
Oh
みたいな
wow,
ことを
just
言って
don't even hit the
So,
block.
at that time, one of the producers, Mr. Tanabe, he said, wouldn't it be fun to be able to sort through cards and then flip them up onto the screen on that touchpad?
で、それ聞いて、いいね、やろうぜって。
And so we heard that and we thought, yeah, let's do it.
多分ね、パーティーでね、みんなテンション上がってたんやと思います。
But I mean, it was a party, so everyone was in pretty good spirits,
So the moral of the story is we all need to have more parties, more games to be made.
So, where's the villain?
More parties.
More parties.
All right, so I'm going to use this hammer here, and if I time it right, it's going to do a lot of damage. So it actually did some splash damage there, hit the other guy as well. And then I'm going to use this, pressing the button to time my attacks. Wipe them out.
Very nice.
God, the sticker star influence,
Give
man.
me sometimes.
I'd rather they influence from Super Paper Mario.
All right, so this is something I want to
Of
show
course,
off.
if they're not going to do the influence from the Thousand Year
Mechanics
Door,
of the
which
Paper
is
Mario
what
series,
everyone
are
wants.
enemy cards. So, in addition to have a mushroom here, it's going to heal me. I have all sorts of attack cards. I also have this enemy card, and the only way you can get these enemy cards is from defeating enemies. So that's one really good reason to get in fights, because if you want those cards, you're going to have to beat those enemies. So I'm going to go ahead and flick this up. And I'm essentially summoning this Shy Guy. So essentially these cards summon this enemy, and my minion now is going to fight.
Oh, a partner?
For me, all of that. It's going to go right through both of us.
Ah, but they can get killed
He was able to
really
block
quick.
back and take half damage, but he wiped out my minion, unfortunately. But it happens. point this up toward the screen. Let's hope this doesn't update. Got him.
Nice.
All right. For the second time. Ooh, I think he dropped that.
Yeah,
The Koopa Troopa card.
I saw the Koopa card.
Just dropped it.
Couldn't see it.
That's an awful lot of health.
We have now made it to Ocean Fest.
Watch it be all toads.
And the first thing you're going to notice in Ocean
Yeah.
Fest is that it's all toads. Toads love Ocean Fest. But they're also very welcoming.
At least they acknowledge it.
And, you know, we're going to look around. We don't see this paint star that we're after. And we will learn that it's actually behind this gate over here. To get that gate, I need a key. So I'm going to talk to the ringmaster. And he's going to invite me to be part of Ocean Fest. So out come the 5 fun guys.
Oh, I get it. Fun guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
And they're
god.
going to play a game called Toad and Go Seek.
Where's the toads that have names and puns in their names with the letter T?
Ooh, that's going to be handy later. So I don't know if you guys see any toads hanging out.
Well,
I like that one with the purple face.
I think so.
We do see one.
That's not a palm tree.
One up in that tree.
They openly acknowledge that it's all toads, and yet they don't think that's a bad thing.
And as you do, we just gotta kind of whack stuff all over the place. Boom. And we find another one.
how many left?
So,
Two
there,
more?
so we need 3 more of these
Okay.
toads. But one thing we can do actually, generally in the game, as you're progressing, you press up on the directional pad, and your buddy Huey's gonna go. So Huey
See a toad
is
with
painting
sunglasses.
companion. He's gonna give you all sorts of hints throughout the game. That's actually a good question, Ms. Tabata. About
I didn't read that
tell me about Huey.
ちょっ
text.
とヒューイが人をげるために出てるんですけど、ちょっとヒューイの、まあ背景、由来についてちょっと話してもいいですか？
さっきのムービーオープンムービーの時に出てたんですけれども、この彩りアイランドの彩りの泉っていうところの下に眠るセキュリティシステムなんですね。
Was that freaking Luigi back there?
Setting this game is Prism Island, and there's a Prisma fountain under which Huey.
I swear, if that's Luigi back there.
でこの、彩りアイランドからペンキが色がなくなってしまった大変だっていうところで彼が出て
I know there's someone back there, and it looked like Mario's shoes.
Something terrible happens in the island. Basically, if the color or paint were to disappear from the island, he springs in that.
で、マリオと一緒にこうずっと旅をしてくれるんですけれども、さっき言ってくれたみたいにヒントシステムとして冒険の役に立ちます。
And so, you know, he goes along with you on your journey, and as you mentioned before, he gives you hints along the way.
で、それだけではなくて、ペンキ缶なんですけど、すごい表情豊かなんです。
But it's not just that. I mean, he may be a paint can, but he's also very, very expressive.
まあ後でわかると思います。
And I think we'll see an example of that coming.
By the way, I found one. I found one.
Oh crap. Yeah, these toads, man. Angry Sun. Well, that's a nice reference, I guess.
Another one?
I have to find one. I think. I mean, yeah, that's what I was going to
Really?
say.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I missed the part about Huey because I was talking about thinking I saw Luigi.
One more.
One more? Oh, right. Yeah. You just kind of random things.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you see here that this barista is aware.
He looks a little doubly.
And you see that there's actually someone behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, he took off his sunglasses.
And we have all 5, but we have also going to see something back here. There's someone hiding. Actually, we don't have to tell it, so it's not a toad.
So
Not really a hammer. Yeah, it's really fine.
Get him out of there.
So we're actually going to use the cutout mechanic, which is a brand new mechanic in the game. That's going to
Oh no,
shift
please,
everything
not
to
this
the game
again.
back screen, and I'm able to use a pair of scissors to trace the line here and cut it out.
I love how like Mario's like, ooh, what that?
Luigi, I freaking knew it. His L was wow. They didn't even bother making the L right.
Nice little bonus.
Come on, Luigi.
Luigi's are hidden kind of throughout the world.
Really? They can't even make him a Green Mario cosplayer. They couldn't even have made him a actual
All right, so we have all
NPC
five
in the
guys.
game.
So let's go ahead and back and talk.
At the very
to our
least.
ringmaster here.
God.
And he's going to ask us to participate in another event called Toad Shuffle. So all of these courses, this game is so dynamic. Every course kind of has its own thing. Tons of different like kind of mini games and different gameplay styles that you're going to see throughout the game.
Are we gonna get to see a boss?
All right, so we saw that the guy gave the key to the toad in the middle. So
Yep.
let's use our eyes and track it as they shuffle.
It's the one with the crease.
Okay.
Watch them pick wrong.
Okay, that's pretty easy. I think we got it.
Yeah?
I think we got it.
Which one do you think it is,
It's
JC?
probably the dude with the crease in his head.
Which one?
This guy.
Yeah, the one with the crease. Probably the fourth from the left or second
Alright.
from the right.
Well,
That
let's
was
find
pretty
out.
easy though. He had a mark on his head. Right?
Ah!
But anyway,
They switched it.
But it wasn't him. And obviously Huey thinks that something's up because we tracked him and
Yeah.
pretty sure that guy had the key. So, obviously this being a game with a lot of puzzles in it, you're going to have to think about your abilities and how you can use those to your advantage. So, obviously the theme of this game being paint, we are going to use those abilities.
Same one.
In just a moment. All right, so we have our hammer. We can just whack him. That's not going to do any good. But we also have a paint hammer. So we can mark this guy. And so now we know who has the key.
For a minute, I thought he wasn't gonna move at all.
okay, this has to work.
Yes.
This has to work. All right.
But it's not. And then Huey calls this
go.
guy out on his cheating, essentially.
And to see how Huey's eyes get all red, his eyes get slanted. I like this guy. I like Huey. I really like Huey.
そう怒ったら赤くなってますけど、こう悲しくなったらこう顔が下がって青くなったりとかする。
Yes, you can see he's got mad, so it turns red and kind of curls upward. But if he gets sad, it'll like turn blue and then kind of curve downward instead.
So is this Toad gonna be a boss? Cause he tricked us, or he tried to trick us anyway.
All right. So we have the key. Let's go ahead and get that paint started. So this beach, this private beach, is called Blissful Beach for a reason. And we're about to see why. So Mario and Huey have been working really hard, and I think they deserve to relax. So we have some nice lounge chairs here. We can't get in them right now. We're gonna go and actually open this up. Your hammer can kind of activate things throughout the world. Mario isn't always doesn't have a lot of finesse. He just whacks stuff with a hammer to make it work. And then we're gonna go ahead and get some shade and take a load off.
The heck are those guys doing there?
So I mean, honestly, colors being drained from the island, and Mario's working really, really hard.
ね、休憩が必要なんですよね。
So that's why, sometimes you guys gotta kick back and relax.
We see the 5-foot guys do a little.
Stuff like this makes you want to explore every nook and cranny of this game.
There's
Stuff
so
like
much
that, that's
in it.
worth it.
This
Oh,
game
that
is
just
so
heals
fun.
you. Well, maybe that means there's a boss coming up. I want to see a boss. I want to see if the bosses are
We have
original.
another one. We actually can't open this one because if you look closely, you'll see that some of the colors are drained. So some objects in the world won't work unless you paint them in. So we paint that, we open it, and that's going to allow us to do a little bit of platforming to get where we need to go.
Ooh. They don't make you bounce.
And we found it.
Yes.
Oh, no boss.
So we have our paint star.
Wow, just like fucking
And that's
Sticker
what
Star.
would, wrap up that course. So there's actually a lot of courses have multiple paint stars, multiple ways to get through the course, and that was one of them. So we're actually going to switch over to another course here. Thank you, Casey.
I like those shirts.
All right.
Alright, where are we going then?
Yeah. So let's switch the feed to another course. All right, we are going to the Crimson Tower. So we actually have saved in a higher point in the tower.
Ooh, now this
But what
looks
that,
pretty,
What we've done up
neat.
to this point is chase this dastardly fiend all the way up to the top of the tower, and we're about to encounter him.
Okay, what's the boss?
So we can
This
see
is the
here
moment of
that,
truth.
We need to get up the tower, but we can't because there's a missing platform here. But we know we have the cutout power, as I mentioned before. So the cutout power is going to allow you to kind of remove things from the environment, but it's also, when you see something line up perfectly like that, I press the Y button. Everything shifts to the gamepad screen, and then I'm able to trace this dotted line on the gamepad screen with my finger. It's going to cut out that section of the environment, and it's going to allow me to do this kind of extra dimensional platforming. So Mario's
Oh, that's
that's
actually kind of
a
neat.
super simple one, but that allows me to traverse that area that before was untraversable. And there's all sorts of cute little puzzles involving that mechanic.
Okay, so what's the boss?
So we've made it to the top, and
It's a Koopaling.
we
Wow.
run into our friend Morton Koopa Jr. Morton is one of the Koopalings. This is the first time the Koopalings have appeared in a Paper Mario game, which is super sweet. And he is gonna...
Is every chapter boss gonna be a Koopaling? I don't know how I feel about that. I like his dialogue though.
That hammer looks like business.
So Morton calls for his pedal stool, because he's a genius.
I don't have anything against the Koopalings,
And
but Paper
we're
Mario
about-
used to be
so
about
we're
new
gonna
and
have to
original
figure out how
bosses.
to expose Morton before we can actually do any damage. He's raised up, he's in his shell, so we're just gonna have to expose him before we're able to hit him at all. So I look through my cards and see what I got. What's funny, so I have an enemy card here, but this enemy card, they're so scared of Morton that if I drop this enemy card, they're just gonna run away
Just gonna
screaming.
bail on you. Nope.
But let's see, what can I use? Okay, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna use one of these cards, and you have to think about this like a puzzle, and these cards. So I'm gonna fill this up with paint to power up the attack. Flick it up toward the screen,
Nicely done.
do a little bit of damage. I'm actually gonna choose not to kill this guy outright by not using it.
Oh, I get it. So you skipped the second one, so you wouldn't make sure you stepped on Morton. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. Okay.
So my second card, so you have to line up your cards really smartly like that. I mean, because if I jumped on that shell, obviously it's spiky, I'm going to do damage. So I have to kind of time which cards are going to play at which points.
He looks pretty cool,
So now
but
that I've exposed Morton, yeah, able to block that.
That's a good walk, man.
I guess this means Bowser's the main
And
villain
I'm
again.
just going going to do as much damage as possible. So everyone loves a little fire flower on Mario.
Give him the pain, Eric.
Ooh, and then a double hammer. So these double, when you see multiple icons on a card, it means it's going to trigger the attack multiple times. Fire flower. If I can time it right, get maximum damage. Get decent damage. So you can see, I didn't actually mention this before, but as the color drains from Morton, you can see how much damage I've done to him. So how much life he has left is how much color he has left.
Yeah, exactly, person in chat. Why no new characters in this game aside from Huey?
So I've done quite a bit of damage to Morton. He busts out this fire mallet. So I'm in a little bit of trouble. So first of all, I'm going to heal up just because that mallet scares me a little bit. And then I'm going to continue to try to do damage.
Okay.
And obviously I can tell something's wrong. The entire screen is filled with, oh, I messed it up. It's filled with smoke, fire. Whoa. So he just wrecked me for 48 damage out of 50. I can't sustain another one of those, so I'm going to have to think on my feet. This game does a great job of equipping you with the tools you need, and you need to, instead of blindly charging in a battle, think about what you have in your arsenal. So I'm going to scroll through my cards.
Is there a hint beforehand that you need it, though?
And I see that I picked up a fire extinguisher. So there was this thing, this kind of 3D object in the world. I squeezed it, and it became a card. So I now have this fire extinguisher.
Wow.
So I'm gonna go ahead
The sticker star influence is real, man.
and see what happens.
What happened to original stuff? Characters. Oh my god.
So these thing cards all have very unique animations. This one is going to put out this fire, and I can actually time this attack when the pin comes out to do more damage. That was pretty good. And this solves my problem. Because before I had this fire mallet that was hitting me for 48 damage, and now it's gone. Because I thought on my feet, and I played the card that needed to be played at the right time. And just like that, problem solved.
Wow. Oh, nicely done. But I feel kind of bad for Morton. Look at him, he's like crying. He's like, ah.
Yeah. You know, he brings it on himself.
I see that cat of luck
すごい
again.
BGM にも気を使っていて
And so, yeah, if I could talk a little bit about the background music, we put a lot of effort into that on this
新しい
game.
曲とかちょっと懐かしい
Do they even care that the original characters are all
There's a lot of new
gone?
pieces, but music, but there's also a lot of things that'll definitely make you feel a bit nostalgic as well.
さっきマリオが元気なくなってこうヒューってなってた時あの時実はBGM の方もちょっと気持ち悪いというかなんか元気のない曲になってるんですよ
And
ね
so you can see, when Mario taking a bit of damage and he was kind of like falling over a bit, kind of getting a bit soggy, we kind of made the BGM also feel a bit kind of gross on her.
Yeah, I love that. You have like layers of flash.
Yeah.
There's all those awesome touches in this game. The attention to detail is absolutely incredible.
That's the first thing I noticed when I started kind of playing it a little bit. I started to notice, like, not just the paper, but, it's a mix of the paper, it's the writing, it's the way you approach it to the battles. It's like your mind's constantly looking for something else to appreciate. And there's tons of it in this game, and I've been laughing ever since, so it's been great, man.
Alright, and with that, we're actually going to roll another video that shows some of the environments through the game, so let's go ahead and roll that.
Okay.
Alright.
これこのアイランドのマップですねあ
聞こえなくなりました。
で、このようにペンキスターを取ると次のところに道が開きます。So you got a pen star? Pen star? The world didn't exist. So,
You get a paint start up in the menu course.
Well, at least that toad looks unique.
トートの中にですね、レスキュー隊っていうのがありまして。
So we've got this rescue squad down here in this cave.
で、そのレスキュー隊っていうのがマリオを助けてくれるんですけど、今マリオが彼を助けてますけど。
And so this rescue squad, I mean, they help Mario, but a lot of the time Mario has to help them as well. As you can see right here.
ゲームの中にこんなにすごいユニークなキャラクターがいっぱい出てきます。
So there's lots of different unique characters who come out in this game.
Oh, really?
全員見た目はトードなんですけれども、一人一人喋り方が違う。
Well, I have yet to see any.
And so, each of them, they all kind of look the same. You'll find a bunch of them in that cave, but each of them have their own unique way of speaking.
で、これモノカードの演出ですね。
And so this is a thing card we're going to see here.
和風なんですけれども。
It's very Japanese.
なんですけど、テーマはですね、私たち日本人が作る、多分海外の人から見た日本のイメージってこうじゃないかっていう。
And so the kind of theme of it is what Japanese developers might think people think of see Japan from outside of Japan, if that makes sense.
でもう一個別のモノカード。オペラを使われてるんですけど、これ本当のオペラ歌手の方の声をリコーディングしてます。
Why do they have to bring back all this sticker star stuff instead of just going back to the series roots? What's this?
ペンキを今塗ったことによって化石だったドラゴドンが復活する。
And so just by the power of paint, you can see here a fossil has been reborn into a dragonodon.
ペンキ無敵ですね。何でもできます。
So paint is invincible. It can do anything.
そう、ドラゴドンの上に乗ってみた。
Well then, I don't think that's original either though. I think that was in like, I want to say Captain Toad?
That burger there is dangling in front of them.
これは大きな海を塗ってるんですけれども。
So here you can see you're painting this whole wide, vast sea.
で、船が動くようになったので、ミニゲームとして的当てをしてます。
And so now this ship can set sail, and now we have this mini game where you're firing the cannon.
で、これモノカードを謎解きに使うパターンですね。
And so here you can see using a thing card to solve a puzzle.
海にいてるキノピオを助けたいです。
So we're trying to save that.
God, it's like they didn't listen to any of the criticisms from Sticker Star. Seriously, man.
So we want to kind of push him back to the shore.
ちょっと力が強すぎ。
It might be a little too powerful.
Wow.
そうですね。例えばこの紙も本当に、この水も紙でしっかり作られています。
So you can see here this water is made out of paper.
これ別のミニゲームなんですけれども、ペンキを塗ることで姿を消しているものが現れます。
And here's another mini game. Basically, things have disappeared, and you're using paint to make them reappear.
ちょっと聞いたことある BGM じゃないですか。
And this is probably some music you've heard before.
さらに別のコースではですね、地面がめくり上がっちゃったりします。
And so now we're here on another course, and that's like the ground itself is being rolled up.
こう段ボールでできてるのがめくってくるんですね。
And so you can see it's actually made of cardboard, so it's being rolled up like that.
These events will just happen randomly, like when you least expect them, when the craziest thing will happen. I think this Paper Mario, more than any other one, has the craziest kind of scenarios just come up like out of the blue. It's absolutely.
そうですね。本当にたくさんのイベント、楽しいことを山のように詰め込んでます。
Yeah, we've just tried to put as much interesting events and fun stuff in this game as much as we possibly could.
Really?
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Bada. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing Paper Mario Color Splash.
Is that it?
So that's going to be it for this segment. So please stay tuned.